Hello, my name's Jackie Chapman, and I teach floristry and the Believe and Achieve classes at Knowsley. I wanted to talk to you about why, in a crisis, we start doing weird stuff, just not acting the way that we normally do. So I thought about how I've changed. What have I done that's different over the last week or two? That isn't normally me. And I thought, well, I know I haven't been sleeping right the way I normally do. I'd be staying up late and reading silly news articles on social media and on the telly. Maybe bought things in the shops that I don't really like and I don't really need. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's guilty of doing a bit of that. I actually got angry with the bin man the other day for not taking the rubbish because it was in a white plastic bag rather than a black bag. The spelling at the moment is a disaster, but there's nothing new there. Maybe having a drink after tea because it feels like the weekend, because it feels like I'm off and I don't have to get up to, but I don't normally do that, so that's different for me. Perhaps sometimes a bit teary, and other times just want to eat cake. Eating cake and crisps and more cake, and I know I should be eating healthy. But what I'm getting back from my friends and family is that I'm not feeling alone like this. I'm not the only one that is feeling like this. So what I was wondering is, are you feeling like you're having a bit of a wobble? You may have noticed that there's weird stuff that's going on, that you're arguing more. Perhaps you're sleeping more than you normally do. Perhaps you're feeling desperate for information, or you're feeling really teary and completely overwhelmed by all the information that we are getting. Maybe you're struggling to make decisions, or perhaps you just want to stay in bed. You just want to put the covers over your head and hide away till it's all gone. I'm sure there's a lot of people feeling like that as well. You might be having palpitations. You might be physically feeling different in that way. So you might have palpitations or butterflies or headaches. Perhaps doing silly things like laughing. Laughing at unexpected things and saying random, comments at inappropriate times. Or you could have just, as I said, completely gone to ground, locked the door, and you're staying there till it's all gone away. But the good news is, if you are feeling any of these things, at that it's actually completely normal. You're not alone. 100%, you're not alone in feeling all this. In fact, you're completely normal. You're fully emotionally functioning human being, just like the rest of us. So congratulations on that. You're just like us all. But you might be asking why. So why am I actually feeling like this? So what I'm going to do is actually try to explain a little bit as to why we're feeling like this. So take a seat, put the kettle on because it might take a bit, and I will try and be as quick as I can. We're actually living in a really turbo anxious time at the moment. We're in the middle of an unprecedented crisis that showed up really unexpectedly, and it's presenting ourselves with a mortal threat, not just to ourselves but to our family, to our loved ones, and to the way we live our life. It's quite scary, isn't it? And at the moment it's not getting any better. It will get better and it will pass, but at the moment it's leaving people feeling out of control, and this is on top of everything else. We already have a lot of things going in our lives, and then this has come along on top of everything else. But there is a reason why we're feeling like this. So this is the science bit coming up now. So when we are exposed to threats and we need to deal with them, your brain springs into action, and it's specifically a tiny part of our brain that's located at the back behind our ear. It's buried in behind, and it's called the amygdala. It's a bit that's in charge when we're feeling frightened, and right now that's kind of where we're all at. We're all in full tin hat warning mode at the moment, but unfortunately for us it's actually a really ancient bit of kit that we have as human beings. It came into use, it came into being when the only threats that we had to deal with were when we were being chased and we were at a threat of being eaten alive by a large animal, like a large scary bear or something like that. So I'm talking like really ancient. That saying that if you have a hammer, everything's going to look like a nail. Well, to the amygdala, everything at the moment looks like that big scary bear that's chasing you. So it's actually really old and ancient, but it's actually a really basic bit of kit as well, because it's only got 2 settings. It's either there is a bear or there isn't a bear. It's got no bit in the middle. And at the moment we're all in there's a bear setting, isn't there? We're all in that fear mode. And to the amygdala, every single threat looks like the bear's coming. So it's starting to prep you accordingly. The amygdala's actually got 2 reactions to that bear. It's either go fight it or go run away really, really fast. And your body's getting you ready to do this. And this is a response that you may have already heard of called flight or fight. It's the flight or fight response. And it does this by actually flooding your body with chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline. And these cause your heart rate to go up. They make you feel super alert. They can make your breathing shallow. And they're getting your muscles ready for action, whether that's to fight that bear or to run away from that bear. This is what it's doing to your body. These chemicals are largely responsible for a huge range of different cognitive and physical and emotional reactions, like I said earlier. At the moment, we're in a group fear situation like now, a pandemic. This tends to happen whether you actually think that you're scared or not. Unfortunately, at the moment now, anxiety is probably even more infectious than COVID-19, and your body is acting even if your conscious mind doesn't. So at the moment, it's bear versus virus. So obviously, that's great if you're actually running away from a bear. That's what we want. That's what it was made for in our bodies. But right now, we're actually being told to do the exact opposite. We're being told not to run away. We're being told to sit tight, to stay calm, literally to sit still and process large amounts of information that we're being told. That we've got to make complicated and life-changing decisions. All of this while staying calm. And all of this while that bit of your brain is running around screaming bear, bear, bear. So it's not really easy, is it, at the moment? And the result of that is that there's an awful lot of stress and anxiety. And if you're anything like me, you end up feeling really overwhelmed and having all sorts of reactions. There's lots of different signs and symptoms of anxiety. It's not just mental, it's also physical, cognitive and behavioural. You'll notice all kinds of different things like maybe an upset tummy, headaches, insomnia, changes to your eating habits, changes to the way that you're actually talking, not being able to get your words out sometimes. Also the cognitive side, it's very difficult to think straight when you've got bear, bear, bear going on in your head. So yeah, that can be a tricky side of it as well. We also become very bad at making decisions. So that's absorbing the information and generally thinking rationally, which is exactly right now what we do need to do. Well, what we do need to do is that there is actually some good news, and it is actually possible to calm this all down. We can actually turn the amygdala from bear to no bear, and not just by distracting it with cake and wine. There's actually some solid, scientifically proven things that we can do. And as simple as it is, it's to breathe. It's so basic, but breathing exercises are basically magic, and they work, and you can do them from anywhere. They work because of all the physical reactions that the amygdala triggers. The rapid breathing is the only one over which we actually have conscious control over. So to control your breathing, basically you're telling your body, it's okay, there's no bear, there's no threat. Your body then will start to dial down the adrenaline and the cortisol, and all of the other reactions will slow to a halt. So how do we control our breathing? It's quite easy. But if you do want a bit of extra help, if you pop onto YouTube and put in 2-minute breathe bubble, that's a really good one to look at. There's lots on there that you can use. There's the 2-6-7 rule or the 2-7-8 rule. But basically the golden rule is to breathe in through your nose and to breathe out through your mouth and slowly. So make sure that your out breath is longer than your in breath, and hold in the middle. Try and imagine that there's a candle in front of you, and as you're breathing out, you don't want to blow the candle out. So you're going to breathe in from your tummy, not your chest. Make your tummy go up and down as you're actually breathing in. So as you breathe in for 4, and hold and breathe out. And try and breathe out for about the count of about 7 or 8 with that little hold in the middle. Try this now for 2 minutes and see how you feel. Let me know how you feel after you've done this. Do you feel any calming effects? Is this the way that's going to take you ahead and take you through these next coming weeks or months? Seriously, try it. This technique's actually been used by everybody from top athletes to the military to help stay calm and in control in stressful situations. We do have lots of other things that we can use as well. How about calling a friend? Don't suffer alone. Call a mate, somebody that you can have a bit of a rant, have a cry, somebody that's not going to judge you. But if you get one of those calls, make sure that you be nice to them, be kind, listen to them. You can't fix what's going on, but you can let them know that they're normal and that they're doing great. But on the other side as well, if you are feeling okay, perhaps pick up the phone and call one of your friends. Maybe somebody's gone quiet. Call, check in on them, make sure that they're okay. Some other things that we can do that change our stress levels is to laugh. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter how funny it is, so long as you are laughing. Laughing is really good. It actually produces endorphins. And the sillier it is, the better. Silly jokes, rolling around the floor with the kids, laughing at silly videos on YouTube. The sillier the better, as I say. Also, doing something with your hands. You're distracting your mind. You're distracting your brain. Something that you've really got to focus on. So don't try anything new that you haven't done before. So maybe something like cooking, something that you've got to get right. Try making something, maybe a bit of DIY. Try mending something. Do a bit of gardening. All of these things are really, really good. Something that's going to keep your mind busy. Puzzles, perhaps. That's really good to keep your brain active. Treat your body as well. Treat your body. Give yourself a treat. We hold stress in our bodies as much as we do in our minds. So take a bath, take a shower, put on something that really feels nice. Nice, smelling body creams, stretches, or do a bit of dancing. Put some silly music on and dance like there's nobody watching. Eat some healthy foods. Prepare a really nice meal. Fresh fruit if you can get it. Fresh vegetables. Really make a deal of setting the table and sitting down. All of these things will actually help to calm you down. And we've got the sunshine at the moment. It's springtime. Enjoy it. So if you can't go outside, open up the windows, let the wind blow through, let the sun shine in, pull the blinds up so that the sun's coming in. We do actually feel better when we're in the sunshine, get some of that vitamin D. Don't forget, we can still go out once a day for some exercise, so make sure that you are taking advantage of that, but still at the same time observing the social distancing rule. Try and keep away from social media and the news. It will actually do more harm than good. Turn off the telly and stick to sensible sources like maybe just the news once a day. Listen to the radio. They've got lots of things going on the radio, and they do only report the news once an hour, and most of the time they're just repeating themselves anyway. But I'm sure you'll feel better immediately. Stay away from really bad coping mechanisms. Stick to the good ones. Because at the end of the day, they actually will all turn back into to your poor brain, especially if we're going back to the bad ones. So 1, don't get drunk, especially if you're alone. That's shouting bear. Don't take any drugs. That's shouting bear. Don't stay up all night reading. That's bear again. Don't get sucked into conspiracy theories again. That's bear again. See, your stress levels are going up already. So, and breathe. Be kind to yourselves and others. Don't make this more stressful than it already is. Think comfort. Think comfort books, comfort telly, comfort everything. Everybody is wobbly and everybody's going to have a meltdown at some point. Understand that if someone is angry or aggressive, that they're just scared. So eat more cake. Cakes make everything better. So there we go. Hopefully a little bit less beer. Now that kettle should have boiled by now. So go and make a nice cup of tea. Go and sit by the window, have your cup of tea and some cake and save me a slice. Please use the space below to put any comments, and I will try and answer any back if there's any questions. Take care of yourselves and everybody else. Bye now.